So, Brianna, tell me a little bit about you for people who don't know you.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Breanna Berry, and I am a personal trainer and a nutrition coach. And I actually met Jeff. He was a client of mine in New York City, where I was a trainer at Lifetime Fitness. And now I am currently living in Tennessee, quarantining with my parents. Had to flee from New York City due to COVID, and so I'm practicing on my own right now.
Nice. So, we're going to start with 1 dozen questions, and I'll start and then we'll just go back and forth.
Okay, you start it.
So, why did you choose to become a personal trainer?
Ooh, this is a good one. So, I was working at a corporate job as a project manager for a company that designed health and wellness benefits. And while I was there, I met a really good friend of mine who encouraged me to do a half marathon. That was something that I always wanted to do, but never really wanted to do, if you
Mm.
know what I mean. Like, I wanted to say I did it, but I didn't want to do it. And so I decided to do that. And about 2 weeks in, I realized, wow, I really do not like running at all. But I was so determined to do it
Yeah.
that I knew I had to finish. And I just used that energy to kind of pivot myself into the next thing. So I knew that when I was done, I was going to enter into a bodybuilding competition because that was going to be way more up my alley, lifting weights, getting strong, something I've always identified with. And in that competition season of bodybuilding, I realized how much I really like being healthy, but I also like encouraging other people to find their own path in that. I felt like I was meeting a lot of people and getting to know other gym members, and it just made me feel really passionate about helping people find their own path, because we all have bumps in the road and wanting to overcome obstacles when we're trying to pursue goals. And so it was really a combination of all of that
Yeah.
that led me to jump ship, change careers, and become a personal trainer. And I have not looked back since.
Nice.
What has been the biggest blessing to come from this pandemic for you personally?
Oh, wow. I would have to say getting my personal trainer certification. Like, do you remember I told you I was not book smart? I thought I was not book smart. Like,
Yes.
I didn't want to study, but like, I felt like I could be doing that on like a side hustle. And
Mm-hmm.
just during the pandemic, it just gave me time to like study. And I was like, okay, it's now or never, because outside of the pandemic, I don't think like I'll have time to like actually do it.
Yeah.
So in that way, that was a blessing. What's your favorite treat, and why is it important for people to treat themselves while trying to achieve their goals?
Ooh, this is very appropriate coming from you.
Yeah, I love
So,
treats.
little segue. I would always tell Jeff while training him, you deserve a treat. You deserve a treat. Because he was like, oh, I want cake so bad.
Yeah.
Pizza. Oh my gosh. So that's a little inside joke. But
Mhm.
my favorite treat, I mean, it changes. When I was living in New York, my favorite treat was popcorn,
Yeah.
because I love things that take time and effort, and I can just really enjoy it. But now in quarantine, it's chocolate chip cookies. And that is because my stepdad, whom I live with right now,
Mhm.
makes the best chocolate chip cookies in the world. And for me, it's just really nostalgic, because I remember growing up and coming down the stairs, getting ready for school, and there would be 3 Oreos on a napkin with a note that says, "Have a great day." And coming from my stepdad, if you know him, it's just a really, really sweet gesture. So, no pun intended. So I think right now it's definitely cookies. And the reason I would say it's really important to treat yourself to things that really feel good to you whenever you're in pursuit of goals, um, is because it's going to allow you to reach those goals in a sustainable way. I think so much around us, we have so much information around us telling us to, cut this out, have less of this. This is too high in sugar. The carbs are bad. There's just a lot of noise,
Yeah.
and it can be hard for us to silence that noise. And I think there is just something so simple about enjoying something that tastes good to you I mean, we're human. We're supposed to enjoy food. We're supposed to enjoy the process of reaching our goals. Yes, it will be challenging, and there will be times when you need to say, not now, but later.
Yeah.
But as long as you're allowing yourself to have that in a healthy way, in a healthy mindset, approaching it not from a place of, I did this, now I deserve this. I mean, I tell you, you deserve it all the time, but that's not because of one thing. You don't do something to earn another.
Yeah.
They can coincide. They can both be there and balance each other out.
Yep.
Okay, ready for the next question?
Bring it on.
All right, I'm gonna ask you a silly one.
Okay.
You're gonna love it. You're stranded on an island and you're all alone. You can only choose one workout style for your entire time there. Push day or pull day? Which is it?
Oh, you know, I love my push-ups, but I still love my pull-ups.
I know.
Oh, that stuff. I would say, oh no, I'd say the pull-ups. I mean, like I love.
I'm really proud of you.
I mean, like the push-ups, yeah, like it's good. Like you see the pecs and all that stuff, but I love my pull-ups. Yeah.
You know, a strong posterior chain is a strong body, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping you were going to say pull day, but I knew that would be tough. If you can show people a video of you doing your pull-ups, you're like,
yeah,
you just go.
I think like, yeah, like the pull-ups like more rewarding is because I feel like it's harder than a push-up.
Yeah. I think it's harder to do wrong than a push-up.
Yeah.
You know, like you can cheat a push-up all day, but try to cheat a pull-up. I dare you.
What does your diet looks like on a clean day versus a cheat day?
Ooh.
Like, I want people to like see an idea of like what a healthy, like clean breakfast, lunch, and dinner looks like versus like treat yourself kind of day, you know?
Yeah. So this is going to be a tricky one for me to answer because I don't really look at it that way. I definitely have in the past, in my experience with bodybuilding, I've had that mentality of you follow your plan and then you get a reward, right? Whether it's after a show or whatever it is. Some people have a cheat meal. They literally call it a cheat meal every single week. And it's an opportunity for them to get those extra nutrients that their body has been craving. And it allows them to put them to use the next time they're working out. And in this sense, that whole give and take, like do this because of this, it makes sense scientifically because of what your body is going through, the processes. But for me, since then, since going through binge eating recovery and getting to understand what was happening like on a brain level when I was compartmentalizing the types of foods and behaviors, I've learned that I have to just listen to my body and what I want and what I need. And I have to take some of the rules away. I am a regimented person. I love rules and I thrive in them. I've always been like a rule follower in life. I love them. But when it comes to my food, I'm starting to get comfortable with less rules. And I have found a tremendous growth in just my everyday joy. Yeah. So, but I can still speak to, you know, how do I choose healthy foods versus let myself indulge? And I try to keep balanced meals in most of my like meals as opposed to snacks. So like breakfast, I try to have protein and carbs and some sort of fat. And that looks different day to day. I would say most days I'm going to have an oatmeal with some fruit and like a nut butter. Or I'll have a protein coffee with my oatmeal. I really have oatmeal a lot. I love it. But and then lunchtime I'll have like eggs and veggies, and if I have another grain at that point I'll have like quinoa, or we have tortillas here, so I'll like crisp up a tortilla and then kind of eat it with my eggs and veggies. And dinner could be an assortment of things, but it's mostly veggies, possibly some sort of starchy carb, and then like potatoes or rice or I don't know, quinoa again, and then protein. But if there are points in my day where I really feel like I have a sweet tooth craving. I'm a sweet tooth. I have one. It's really bad, but I'll recognize it, be like, okay, I really want that thing. And I try to think about like why. Maybe my blood sugar is starting to dip because wow, it's already noon and I haven't had anything since 8 a.m. Okay, well, I don't need a cookie. That's just my body trying to tell me you need some food in your system. So I just try to listen more. And if it's a message that keeps coming back into my head, like, okay, so then I go have lunch. And 2 hours later, an hour later, or immediately after, I'm like, cookie, cookie, cookie. Then I'm going to have the damn cookie. Sorry if I'm not supposed to swear. But I eat it and I enjoy it. And so I try not to see it as a cheat. I just see it as I'm listening to my body and my mind and what I really want right now. And I do it in a way that I'm able to walk away without feeling any sort of guilt or shame or anything. I just feel really good that I listened. It's taken a long time to do that.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. Ooh, who has made the biggest or longest impact on your life?
Oh, I'd have to say so far it has been my mother, because
Mm-hmm.
he was always questioning me, being like, do you think you can do this? Or like, are you smart enough to like pass this exam? Or like, she always like questioned me, and that made me question myself. And I was like, I'm gonna prove you wrong. So that to me
Mm-hmm.
was kind of like a motivation and like that push I needed, because sometimes like you get comfortable and it's always like nice to have somebody like question your every move, and then that
Yeah.
you reassess what you're doing.
Yeah. I'm going to add a follow-up question in there.
Mhm.
How has that changed for you since her passing?
Uh, well, I think of her every day, like I think of her like more than ever now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like if my mom was here, I would have done that, or she would have said that. So it's like a constant reminder of like to be like pushing myself. And then there was always like some stuff like my mom wanted me to achieve while she was still here. So now I'm like trying to like finish those achievements, like working on them, and like be like, oh yeah, like my mom will be proud of that and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's still like revolves around her a lot.
for sure. It sounds like she is kind of a lens for you to look through before you finalize your move.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's here.
Yeah.
Okay. In this pandemic and lockdown, why is it important to hire a personal trainer?
Oh, Jeff Wan. Well, I think if you rewind back to when I said cookies because I'm living at home, that is one thing. I think we are surrounded by stimuli that otherwise we would not be. And so it's easy for us to start to see all the opportunities,
Mhm.
right? The opportunity to make different food choices, to choose not to do anything because we can wear pajamas all day. And who says we need to get up and go for a walk? It's a pandemic, stay inside. It's very easy to relax, for lack of any different word there. I think it's become a very relaxed time in the home, and it's different for everyone. I'm sure a lot of people are not experiencing that relaxation like everybody who's working, but I think this is a really good time to invest in a personal trainer because you have more time, you have a better capacity to prioritize and make new habits so that when you do start traveling around more, it's already built into your lifestyle and it's much more attainable for you to keep going with it. I think that's what we all want, is to find something that we can feel really comfortable and confident doing long term. And like you in getting your certificate,
Yeah,
you got to do it while you have the time.
totally.
Yeah. Yep. Because then after this, you're going to just be in such a better spot because you're prioritizing your health in a way that maybe you haven't been able to before.
Hmm. Yeah.
That was a good question. Next one from me. If you weren't a designer or now a personal trainer, what would you pursue?
Oh, that's tough. I would say interior design. Like I always wanted to do interior design, whether it was like the interior of a plane or like interior like housing or a boat. I like doing interior of like transportation, so like boats, airplane, because I like traveling, you know. So
Yep.
I would be doing that. I mean, it's still kind of like designing, but it's in different like materials and environment.
Oh yeah, it's used completely differently
Yeah.
by the consumer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool. You said like boats and
Yeah, like just like yachts, like because when I grew up, I was always like watching this, you know, like how it's made or like revamp your home thing, like home flips,
yep.
it's called. So I was like, oh, that's so cool. You can just like, you know, like change an environment with just like materials and like moods. And so I think,
Yes.
yeah, so I always wanted to do that, but and I ended up doing bags. Next question. If you could be the personal trainer of a celebrity, who would it be and why?
Oh my gosh. I've never thought about this. If I could be the personal trainer for a celebrity, who would it be and why? It would, I think it would have to be for somebody who's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah.
She is somebody who I've always wanted to meet because I love her. I love her so much. How could you not love her? And she doesn't, I mean, I don't have any idea if she works out, but the way I've watched a lot of her videos and things on Instagram during quarantine, and she's really comical. Okay, next question. What is the most supportive thing someone could do for you as a person and you, Jeff, as a designer? How can we support you?
I think right now it's just like sharing, like people like think like you have to like buy something to support someone, but yeah, like financial helps, but just like liking a photo or sharing the word, you know, like when you share a photo with like your friends and your connection, it's just like that's like worth money, you know, it's like Facebook ads or like Instagram ads. It's like just sharing something that's free might
Yep.
pay us something later. So I think just like you don't need to spend money on your friends or like somebody you're supporting, but just being here, like an online presence or just like talking to your family, like during like a family dinner, like, hey, like my friend's doing this. I think that's like the way I see like true support in a way, you know, like from people. Yeah.
Yep. Good. And you would say it's the same. Do you have the same answer for you as a designer and just you as a person?
I would say yes, because me as a designer, obviously, like I want to push the products, I want to grow the business, but as a person too, like supporting, like because like when you see somebody like supporting your work, whether it's like my personal training or what I'm cooking or like what I'm like designing, you know, like when you see somebody share it or like just like mention like comment on your photo, it does bring a joy that brings motivation, that brings, you know, like just like a simple like brings, it's like a domino effect, you know, it brings like
Yep,
energy to your day. So I think that's
for
important.
sure. Yeah, I got that.
Last question from me to you. You just launched your hit Body and Mind program. What's your favorite thing about it and why people need it?
This is such a good question. So, I think my favorite thing about it right now is that it keeps surprising me.
Yeah.
So, I created this program as a way to build people's strength mentally and physically and make a really strong and resilient body. Okay. Because it all starts here, and your body is kind of a byproduct of that. And so I had an idea of how this was going to go. And when people start investing in it and they start, taking a scary leap of faith for themselves in the process,
Yeah.
I mean, you know this as a trainer now. It's so much more rewarding than it is you giving something. You think that you're giving so much, but then what you get back is just, it's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And the little community I've built in just, we're only 3 days into it now. It's so cool. It's so cool watching people connect from different parts of the States, the US. It's really, really cool. Um, yeah, it's a surprise every single day.
Mhm. And what would you say, like, people should get it? Like, what would it help them do? What would, how would it change their lives?
Yeah. So the way I hope that it changes people's lives is by opening their mind up to a different way of thinking about what it is they're going through.
Mhm.
We all go through different struggles and face different challenges in our lives, whether it's the washer breaking
Mhm.
or you not being able to do a certain number of repetitions through a workout, or whatever it is. It could be in so many different parts of your life, and when you start to understand what your part is in that experience, that you get to choose how you respond to it instead of reacting, take things less personally and look at them more objectively and figure out what is the solution here, you're going to get so much farther and you're going to feel so much better. And so I tried to create a program that allows people to experience this with their fitness journeys. So many people feel so uncomfortable because they don't know what to do, or their body's nowhere near where it used to be, or they've been trying to get to this certain goal, lose a certain amount of pounds for however many years. They've tried all the diets, all the programs, and the one thing that they may not even know is hindering them in their progress is their mindset. And so I've experienced this through my own journey in the half marathon training and bodybuilding training, and now I just want to share that with people.
Nice. So for whoever's watching this, you better get her program, because Breanna helped me to get where I am today, and I highly recommend her. Yeah,
Thank you, Jeff.
I'm excited for your program. To be honest, like, I can't wait to see where that goes, and good luck on that.
Thank, thank you. I'm very excited about it too. It'll be, this is just the beginning, and that's what's so fun about it is the people who have joined so far, they're a part of something that is brand new, and it's going to be so fun to grow as a team throughout the whole thing.
Wow.
So last question for you. This one's a bit of a fun one.
Uh-huh.
Favorite movie and why?
Oh, no, I like, lately I haven't watched any movies. Like,
No?
I
Wait, you haven't watched any movies in quarantine?
okay, I've watched High School Musicals again. No, I would say no, it's not my favorite. Like, High School Musical is not my favorite movie. I just relate to it because I left high school while this was going on, and I went to college and left all my friends behind. So I kind of relate to it. But
Yeah.
oh wow, there's like nothing that's really like popping out of my, like, if you ask me what my favorite TV show would be, it would be like Prison Break. Like, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But I'll have to think about that one.
Well, we'll have to have a part 2, Jeff.
No, wait, now I want to know what you think my favorite movie is.
It should be Crossroads because Britney Spears is in it.
Oh my god, I do watch that. I watch that one like multiple times. Oh, I would also say like maybe The Devil's Wear Prada, because I feel like
Ooh,
it's so relevant, and I've watched it a couple of times actually. Like, it's so
yeah.
relevant, and like, before I got into the fashion industry, I was like, that's not real. It cannot be. But after working in that industry, I'm like, this is too real. Like,
It's so real.
that was the 1,000 questions for this week. Thanks so much for participating, Breanna, and
Thank you.
soon.
Yes, sir.